Mach number. For any compressible fluid in a dynamic condition, the Mach number is very important. What is this Mach number? Mach number is defined as a ratio of speed of fluid to the speed of sound in the fluid under the condition of flow. We are talking when fluid is in moving condition or in dynamic condition. So Mach number is basically a dimensionless quantity, and it is a dimensionless number. How we define? Mach number is a ratio of speed of fluid to the speed of sound in the fluid. So I can say Mach number is equal to speed of fluid divided by speed of sound. Mach number is denoted by ma. So ma is equals to speed of fluid to the speed of sound. It may be seen that speed of sound is the thermodynamic property that varies from point to point. Basically, the speed of sound in the whole flowing system is not constant. It's seen that speed of sound is a thermodynamic quantity and it varies from point to point. It will not be constant. So when there is a large relative speed between a body and the compressible fluid surrounds, then the compressibility of the fluid greatly influences the flow property. As I told you that speed of sound does not remain constant, it varies from point to point. So when there is large relative speed between a body and the compressible fluid that surrounds the body, then the compressibility of the fluid greatly influences the flow property. Fine. Now what is velocity of sound? We have seen that speed of fluid to the speed of sound. Speed, that means velocity. Then what is that velocity of sound? Velocity of sound is divided into three parts. Sonic velocity, subsonic velocity and supersonic velocity. Now what is that? Sonic velocity, supersonic velocity and subsonic velocity. Sonic velocity is when Mach number is unity. That means when Mach number is 1, when ma is equals to 1, at that time the velocity is known as sonic velocity. What is subsonic velocity? When Mach number is less than unity. When ma is less than 1. When it is less than unity, that velocity is known as subsonic velocity and supersonic velocity. When Mach number is greater than unity, when Mach number is greater than 1, then that velocity is known as supersonic velocity. So velocity of sound is divided into three parts. Sonic velocity, subsonic velocity, supersonic velocity. When Mach number is 1, when Mach number is less than 1 and when Mach number is greater than 1. So these are the three types of velocity of sound. Sonic, subsonic and supersonic. Now let us see another topic. Isentropic flow of compressible fluid through nozzle. How this isentropic flow behaves for compressible fluid when it is passing through a nozzle. Now what is that nozzle? This is the nozzle. Generally any nozzle construction is like that. There is one convergent section, one throat section and one divergent section. See, you can see the difference in the figure. This first part is convergent section, the second part of small cross section area is throat and this third part is divergent section. This is the basic construction of any nozzle. See, here I have written high pressure, low velocity gases. Here low pressure, high velocity gases. Convergent section, throat, divergent section, subsonic, supersonic. I have already told you what is subsonic and what is supersonic. Why but it is like this, that here subsonic, here supersonic. Fine. A conduit suitable for isentropic flow is called nozzle. An isentropic flow is what? An isentropic flow is a flow that is both adiabatic and reversible. That is, no heat is added to the flow and no energy transformation occurred due to friction. You have already studied what is adiabatic flow, what is reversible flow, what is isothermal flow in your thermodynamics. Fine. Basically, isentropic flow is a flow that is both adiabatic as well as reversible. That means no heat added to the flow and no energy transformation occurred due to friction. Fine. And this is the sketch of the nozzle. Nozzles are designed to minimize the wall friction and to suppress the boundary layer separation. Why we design like this, converging, throat, diverging? Because it is designed due to for minimize the wall friction and to suppress the boundary layer separation. The convergent section is rounded and can be short since separation does not occur in convergent channel. Separation is not occurring in convergent channel. So, convergent section is rounded and can be short. To suppress separation in divergent section, the divergent angle is made small. You have noted in that figure, and this section is therefore relatively long. Convergent section is short, divergent section is long because there is separation occurring in the divergent section. The purpose of convergent section is to increase the velocity and to decrease the pressure of the gas. Basically, in convergent section, the velocity is higher and the pressure of the gas is low. In convergent section, the flow is always subsonic. That means Mach number is less than 1. But it may become sonic at the throat. Sonic at the throat, that means at throat the Mach number is 1. Mach number is unity. In divergent section, the flow may be subsonic or supersonic. In divergent section, flow may be either subsonic or supersonic. That means Mach number is less than 1 or greater than 1. The purpose of divergent section differs in two situations. In subsonic flow, purpose of the section is to reduce the velocity and regain pressure in accordance with the Bernoulli's equation. That means if the flow is subsonic or supersonic, the purpose of the divergent section in both the method is different. In subsonic flow, purpose of the section is to reduce velocity and regain the pressure in accordance with the Bernoulli's equation. And in supersonic flow, purpose of the divergent section is to obtain Mach number greater than unity for use in jet engines. And this is the equation which shows the subsonic flow. du by u into bracket ms square minus 1 is equals to dA by A. This is the equation which represents the subsonic flow. Fine. So, this is the isentropic flow through nozzle. Now, what is adiabatic and isothermal frictional flow? Isothermal flow is a model of compressible fluid flow whereby the flow remains at the same temperature while flowing in a conduit. In this model, heat transfer through the walls of the conduit is offset by frictional heating back into the flow. Although the flow temperature remains constant, a change in stagnation temperature occurs because of the change in velocity. So, this is the isothermal flow. And what is adiabatic flow? For adiabatic flow model, the duct area remains constant. The flow is assumed to be steady and one-dimensional, and no mass is added within the duct, and it also applies to the incompressible flow. Isothermal flow is only applied to compressible fluid, while adiabatic flow applies to both compressible fluid as well as incompressible fluid. Fine. I hope this is clear to all. Thank you.